My name is Colin West, and this is my Culminating Experience presentation for Nursing 613, Introduction to the Clinical Nurse Leader Role. The microsystem of interest for the key issues in this presentation is a 6-bed post-surgical progressive care unit staffed by 12 registered nurses. The registered nurses are responsible for primary care of the patients as well as watching the telemetry monitor. The PCU is composed of 2 rooms located on a 28-bed surgical floor. The 2 units share a nurse manager, an assistant nurse manager, and other resources, such as supplies, linens, and ward clerks. During this course, the following key issues were identified that connect to the role of the clinical nurse leader. Number 1, lack of documentation of pain reassessment within 1 hour of administration of an analgesic. Number 2, soliciting staff involvement in unit changes to instill accountability and ownership of the unit. Number 3, scanning patient wristbands on patients prior to medication administration. Number 4, accurate documentation of intake and output measurements for post-surgical patients with a continuous bladder irrigation system. And number 5, using available information to make an informed decision regarding choice of hospital and dispelling the myth that information technology is not appropriate in the healthcare setting. Some of the SMART goals to address key issues could be applied to these key issues mentioned in the previous slide. Key issue number 4, accurate documentation of intake and output measurements for post-surgical patients with a continuous bladder irrigation, or CBI system, was identified as a priority during this culmination assignment. The CNL applies systems thinking to address problems and develop solutions. The goal of the healthcare microsystem is to create and implement I&O documentation for CBI systems that remain part of the permanent medical record. Previously, the nurses on the unit were writing the information down on a piece of paper that was thrown away when the patient discharged and didn't give us any way to go back and do data tracking. The CNL will meet with the representative from the nursing informatics team to customize the CP flowsheet template that is previously being used for other I&O documentation for a CBI system by August 1st, 2014. The CNL will develop a competency form for CP flowsheet training verification by August 5th, 2014. The CNL will train 2 RNs in the progressive care unit using the competency form to be super users for the CP flowsheet by August 15th, 2014. The CNL, using the competency form, will train all of the nurses in the progressive care unit, the remaining 10 RNs, on documentation in the CP flowsheet by September 15th, 2014. The PCU will officially go live with CBI documentation in the CP flowsheet by October 1st, 2014. The CNL will conduct chart reviews to ensure 100% documentation compliance by January 1st, 2015. Refresher training and feedback will be completed by the CNL by January 15th, 2015, and annually every year in January. Another key issue for CNL to address using the SMART goals is key issue number 1, lack of documentation of pain reassessment within 1 hour of administration of an analgesic. The goal of the healthcare microsystem is to ensure postoperative patients are receiving adequate pain control without over-sedation. The CNL uses a scientific process as a basis for developing, implementing, and evaluating nursing interventions. The CNL will develop a survey and send out to all RNs by September 1st, 2014 to solicit feedback regarding barriers to documenting pain reassessment within 1 hour of administration of an analgesic with a completion date of September 15th, 2014. The CNL will address the identified barriers and misconceptions during a staff meeting scheduled for September 22nd, 2014. The CNL will meet with any RN unable to attend the staff meeting by September 29th, 2014. The PCU will implement the practice to document pain reassessment within 1 hour after administration of an analgesic by October 6th, 2014. The CNL will conduct a chart review to ensure 100% compliance by November 3rd, 2014, and will follow up with any staff with a pattern of noncompliance by November 17th, 2014. I chose 100% compliance for this SMART goal because of the importance of addressing pain issues for post-surgical patients. A third SMART goal that could be applied to one of the key issues previously mentioned is key issue number 3, scanning patient wristbands on patients prior to medication administration. The CNL competency is using evidence to design and direct system improvements that address trends in safety and quality would be applicable to this key issue. The goal of the healthcare microsystem is to ensure the right patient is receiving the right medication. This was an issue in our unit because the nurses were using extra wristbands for scanning to prepare the medications instead of scanning the wristband that was actually placed on the patient using the fibrate. The CNL will gather policies and procedures related to the safe administration of medications and hold a staff meeting to discuss the issues, expectations, and any barriers by August 25, 2014. The CNL will meet with any RN not present at the staff meeting by September 1, 2014 to ensure 100% of the staff has been informed. The CNL will conduct a sweep of the medication drawers to ensure no patient wristbands are left in the drawers to scan by September 1, 2014, and weekly for 4 weeks ending on September 29, 2014. The CNL will conduct quarterly random sweeps every December, March, June, and September to ensure the practice remains in place with 100% compliance. The CNL will conduct any necessary one-time reminders, address any barriers, and will alert the nurse manager if a pattern of non-compliance persists within 1 week after each sweep is conducted. I chose 100% compliance again for this SMART goal because of the importance of ensuring that the proper patient is receiving the proper medication. I also put in there to notify the nurse manager if 100% compliance is not reached, because if there is a pattern of non-compliance, that would indicate a performance issue that would need follow-up, potentially disciplinary action. Key issues 2 and 5 would be able to be addressed utilizing the SMART goals, but they would have outcomes related to subjective reports from staff instead of objective measurable data. The SMART goals are still useful with this type of project, but the CNL would have to gather baseline data and post-implementation data that removes as many other variables as possible, especially in a unit as small as the PCU with only 12 RNs. My end-of-course expectations. I expect in my next CNL role courses to continue to see issues related to documentation, safe medication administration, and pain reassessment. In my 9 years as an RN, these issues have continued to evolve and resurface as requirements change. I look forward to making a positive impact on my microsystem as these changes occur, given my historical knowledge of past expectations and my new leadership skills gained through the University of San Francisco's Master in Clinical Nurse Leader program. These are the references I used to develop my SMART goals.